And optimism is one of the emotions that seems to have the strongest ties. In his work over several decades, Seligman found real physiological differences between pessimists and optimists. In one study, he and his colleagues measured the disease-fighting cells in the blood of 300 people whose average age was 71. The optimists had the healthier immune system, 78. People who have a more optimistic outlook do seem to have a healthier immune system and are especially better at adapting to the environment, according to Rosalind Wright, an assistant professor at Harvard Medical School, who has studied the impact of optimism on pulmonary health. Wright believes the impact of optimism on immunity has to do with the fact that optimistic people produce fewer stress hormones, and stress hormones are known to weaken the immune system. 79 The results of several studies show that optimistic people experience less stress following major life events, such as a death or major illness in the family. 80. One study conducted at Harvard University 81 tested healthy first-year law students. Those judged to be optimistic were the ones who felt confident when they thought about law school, who expected to succeed, and who had positive evaluations about their abilities. Those who were optimistic at the beginning of the school year had stronger immunity this semester, including more helper T cells and greater natural killer cell response. Other studies have yielded similar results. At the Medical Illness Counseling Center in suburban Maryland, 10 cancer patients added guided imagery to their conventional chemotherapy treatment in an attempt to mobilize their own defenses against their cancers. After a year, all 10 were still alive, and blood tests showed that their white blood cells had multiplied to fight the cancer cells. 82. In a study at Michigan State University, patients used a combination of imagery and relaxation coupled with the optimistic belief that their treatment would work. Among those in the study, patients were able to cause an average of 60% of their white blood cells to leave the bloodstream and enter the surrounding tissue. 83. In another study at Harvard, a group of people imagined that their T cells were attacking cold and flu viruses. That imagery, boosted by optimism, caused both T cell counts and immunoglobulin A counts to increase, multiplying the strength of the immune system. 0.84. The ability of optimism to boost the immune system may hold benefits for those who are HIV positive, a condition that generally suppresses immunity, though there is some conflict in research. Initial research indicated that both dispositional optimism and an optimistic explanatory style were associated with fewer HIV symptoms, but that an optimistic explanatory style was actually associated with a decline in immune system function. 85 Later research indicated that dispositional optimism, along with active coping and spirituality, showed the most evidence of slowing disease progression. Researchers who conducted the later study are calling for continued examination of the link between optimism and HIV in the belief that it holds future promise. 86. Explanatory style may have enough influence over the immune system to affect even infectious disease resistance. In one study, psychologist Stanislav Kastel and his colleagues at Yale University followed the development of infectious mononucleosis among a group of West Point cadets. 87 During a 4-year period, all cadets entering West Point were given blood tests that screened for the presence of antibodies to the Epstein-Barr virus, the agent that causes mononucleosis. The cadets were also given interviews that included questions about their outlook, their expectations, and their family backgrounds. About 1 in 5 of the susceptible cadets were infected, but only about 1/4 of those actually got sick. The ones who did get sick had a number of threads in common, including a pessimistic explanatory style, high expectations, usually centered in pressure from parents, and poor academic performance. In a separate set of studies, researchers conducting studies at Yale University and the University of Pennsylvania compared immune function and explanatory style among a group of elderly people. According to the researchers, people with the pessimistic explanatory style had suppressed immune function. 88 Specifically, said the researchers, the ratio of helper T cells and suppressor T cells was low as was the number of lymphocytes, which are provided for waging war against infection or disease. According to research, a pessimistic explanatory style can depress immunity. Scientists from the University of Pennsylvania, University, and Sydney Springfield Hospital involved elderly men and women in a study designed to determine the effect of explanatory style on immunity. According to researchers, those with the pessimistic explanatory style had a lower ratio of helper T cells to suppressor T cells and had a better T cell response when their immune system was challenged. 89. To sum up the research, scientists have found enough evidence that pessimistic style and a sense of helplessness may depress the immune system and decrease resistance. On the other hand, an optimistic style that allows for a sense of control boosts immunity. The end result may indeed depend on whether you see the glass as half full or half empty. Box 5.1 Knowledge in Action. List the characteristics of a person with an optimistic explanatory style and a person with a pessimistic explanatory style. Now consider which explanatory style best fits you. If you lean toward a more pessimistic explanatory style, list N factors in ABCD mnemonic notes. This will help you to develop the world explanatory style. Chapter Summary. Explanatory style is the way in which people perceive or explain the events in their lives. It is the way we talk to ourselves about
1v4, nigga.
Explanatory style can be either optimistic or pessimistic, but it is not pessimism. Many use the 3 Ps to describe explanatory style: personal, permanent, and pervasive. Optimism is a belief in the genuine possibility of happiness and anticipating the best outcome. Majority of us have the characteristics of optimism, but pessimists expect things to turn out badly all the time. Pessimists act like their problems to further personal happiness. There are indeed definite differences between those with an optimistic or pessimistic explanatory style. Is explanatory style permanent? Research suggests that hereditary changes involved. Other research suggests that explanatory style is learned, not inherited. Some believe explanatory style can be changed or modified. quantify. Explanatory style has a very powerful influence on health and wellness, particularly mental health. Overall, optimists have less illness and recover more quickly than pessimists. Optimism is tied to positive health outcomes such as increasing immune system strength. Conversely, a pessimistic explanatory style can depress the immune system. What did you learn? What is explanatory style? What are the health effects of explanatory style? How does explanatory style affect the immune system? Web links. www.positiveepsychology.org.uk. Search for explanatory style. General information. Stressabout.com. www.cfidselfhelp.org. Search for optimism, hope and control, attitudes and health. Authentic happiness. www.authentichappiness.sap.attend.edu.
Interesting. All right, now I gotta go to chapter 6. Locus of control, self-esteem, and health.
Chapter 6: Locus of control, self-esteem, and health. How shall I be able to rule over others when I have not full power and command over myself? Francois Rabelais. We can secure other people's approval if we do right and try hard, but our own is worth 100 of it. Mark Twain. Learning objectives. Relate how locus of control has been recognized throughout history. Discuss the factors that impact locus of control. Describe how locus of control and happiness are related. Understand the influence of locus of control on health. Describe how control mitigates the effects of stress. Understand the effects of control on immunity and healing. Define self-esteem. Understand what factors impact self-esteem. Describe the impact of self-esteem on the body. Define self-efficacy, and understand how it differs from self-esteem. Locus of control. Noted psychologist Martin Seligman stated what he calls the infant's dance of development. In it, the good mother mirrors and responds to the actions of her infant. The baby smiles. The mother smiles. The baby croos or gurgles with delight. The mother does the same. The baby cries with hunger. The mother responds with the warm sweetness of milk. Through this dance of development, Seligman says, infants learn that they have control, and through the resulting sense of control, infants learn that they can ensure their own survival. 1. What does locus of control mean? What is a sense of control, and why is it so important to health? Locus of control involves the extent to which we believe that our own actions will be effective enough to control or master the environment. Two people who believe they are generally in control of their destiny have what's called an internal locus of control. Those who believe that either other people or luck determine their destiny have the opposite, what's called an external locus of control. 3. For simplicity, we'll call them internals and externals. Control in this context does not refer to our control of other people, the environment, or our circumstances, whether good or bad. It does entail a deep-seated belief that we can impact a situation by how we look at the problem. 4. If we regard a loss with gloom and doom, we allow it to hurt us. If we view it as a chance for growth and opportunity, we minimize its ability to hurt us. Susanne Okabisa and Salvatore Nati, renowned for their research into what makes us hardy and able to resist disease, theorize that a sense of control is crucial to health. They say that those high in control believe and act as if they can influence the events of their experience, rather than being powerless in the face of outside forces. That kind of attitude allows people to take responsibility and act effectively on their own. 5. Locus of control isn't a completely black and white situation. Someone may have an internal outlook in many areas of her life but have an external belief about a handful of others. Contradictory findings, especially related to the health impact of locus of control, can be explained by the fact that people may fall anywhere along continually regarding their sense of control. Externals believe the things that happen to them are unrelated to their own behavior, and, subsequently, beyond their control. 6. At the opposite end of the spectrum are the internals. They believe that negative events are a consequence of their actions and can thus be potentially controlled. 7. As S.I. McMillan defines them, internals believe that their own actions have a large influence on what happens to them. If they get fired from a job, internals believe that when they go out to look for a job they will be able to find one. They do not give up. Rather, they hope for a brighter future. 8. An excellent example is the internal college student who believes she got good grades because she worked hard, studied when her friends were out partying, applied herself, and refused to give up. She's apt to study hard and apply herself again. The external believes his bad grade in physics was the fault of a teaching assistant who designed poor tests, a professor who graded capriciously, and a string of bad luck. He's not likely to study hard and apply himself. After all, really has no impact on his grades. As researcher Philip Rice so aptly put it, if the theme song of the external is Cast Your Fate to the Winds, the theme song of the internal is I Did It. believe our health is controlled by internal or external factors. The most healthful attitude, of course, is one in which we believe that our health is directly affected by behavior, because then we are free to change factors within our control, including the outcome of our health. Research findings have summarized the differences between internals and externals. Those with an internal locus of control are more likely to work for achievements, will tolerate a delay in reward, generally plan for long-term goals, lower expectations of success and reevaluate future performances after failing at a task, are better able to resist coercion, can more easily tolerate ambiguity, are less prone to depression, helplessness, and anxiety, realize greater benefits from social supports, prefer games based on skill, are more prone to guilt, are more willing to take risks, are more likely to embark on self-improvement programs, recover mental health more rapidly when adjusting to a physical disability. Those with an external locus of control are more likely to lower their goals if an achievement appears too daunting, raise their expectations after failing at a task, are less likely to tolerate delayed gratification, are more prone to plan for short-term goals but avoid planning for long-term goals, are more prone to learn helplessness and depression, are less willing to take risks, are less likely to work on self-improvement programs or tasks, prefer games based on chance or luck. A brief history of control. Stanford University epidemiologist Leonard Sayer believes that an external locus of control dominated many cultures throughout a significant period of the world's history, as he states. Almost universally, the social adjustment to poverty and helplessness has been the adoption of a fatalistic, authoritarian worldview. These events are out of our hands. They are in the hands of God. Children are taught that bad outcomes are the result of forces beyond their control, that life must be lived in the present, since, in an incalculable world, individual effort counts for naught. This pervading sense of helplessness dominated the human condition throughout history, until the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment encouraged the attitude that all natural phenomena operate in conformance with universal physical-chemical properties and are predictable, not the result of whimsical divine forces. In order to understand those principles, they could control their environment and their destiny. These were heavy and revolutionary thoughts, unique in human history. 10. The locus of control concept from Ohio State University researcher T. Potter, who developed a framework known as the social learning theory of personality. The theory said that in order for behavior to occur in any given situation, the person needs to believe the behavior will be reinforced, and the reinforcement will be of value. The reinforcement is a consequence that immediately follows the behavior. Under Rotter developed a theory of what they called expectancy shifts. Those with a typical expectancy shift the outcome of success or failure and possibilities. What we now know as an internal locus of control. Those with an atypical expectancy shift believed that success would be followed by failure, and failure would be followed by success, and they attributed these outcomes to luck or chance. What we now know as an external locus of control. A variety of scales were used to measure locus of control. Warzone scale is still used extensively today. Another scale developed almost 2 decades later honed in specifically on locus of control and health-related behaviors. One group of researchers proposed what they called attributional style. Basically, it said that people explain successes and failures in their lives based on 3 things: whether the factors were within or outside their control, whether the factors were short-term or long-term, and whether these factors affected all situations in their lives. The concept of control is important to health, and its best-known application is in the area of health psychology. Sagan maintains that life expectancy increased by more than 30 years during the last century because we have more control over our lives, due to factors like police and fire departments, insurance against loss, and a steady and reliable food supply, because we can foresee, avoid, and mitigate problems. He points out, we have more resources to adapt and cope with them. 13. We have a greater sense of control over our environments. What is the source of control? Many believe an individual's locus of control stems from his or her general expectations about the world. It seems there's a cause and effect relationship. People whose efforts are pretty consistently rewarded develop an internal locus of control. Those who tend to fairly consistently fail, regardless of the effort they expend, tend to develop an external locus of control. In other words, internals see a causal relationship between behavior and rewards. Externals don't. 14. Research shows that an internal locus of control is strongly influenced by nurturing and accepting parents who provide consistent discipline. It is also related to higher socioeconomic status, with its variety of available resources. 15. Parental behavior patterns, such as being demanding of conformity or being overly critical and strict, are more common in lower socioeconomic families and may reflect a feeling of low control and insecurity among the parents, which can shape the personality development in the child and lead to an external locus of control. 16. Another important source of control seems to be the larger social environment. 17. Just as social environment can influence culture and beliefs, it can also have a profound impact on locus of control, and changing trends in society can cause a change in overall locus of control, though such changes tend to be gradual. 2 very different models predicted 2 different outcomes when looking at the impact of social environment over the last 40 years. The independence model predicted that the predominant locus of control would become more internal during that period because of increased emphasis on individualism and a tendency to have more control over the environment. For example, birth control is more readily available, prejudice has lessened, travel is less expensive, and technology provides almost endless choices in an array of areas. 18. The alienation model, on the other hand, predicted that the locus of control would become more external over the last 4 decades because of greater cynicism, distrust, and alienation, an increased victim mentality, an increased tendency to blame misfortune on outside forces, and around the clock coverage of negative events such as war, murders, child abductions, stock market crashes, and natural disasters, things over which we have little or no control and that were limited to very brief news coverage 40 years ago. 19. So which was it? Did the locus of control become more internal or more external during the last 40 years? Researchers look at change over time and focused on children and college students, two groups that tend to be more vulnerable to changes in social environment. They found that America's young people have increasingly felt that their lives are controlled by outside forces. The trend is especially marked among college students, who are 80% more likely to have an external locus of control than did college students in 1960. The implications are broad and disturbing, as external locus of control is correlated with helplessness, depression, ineffective stress management, decreased self-control, and poor academic achievement. 20. Becoming an internal. Research suggests that an internal locus of control can be developed by gaining information. People who are informed about a situation feel an increased sense of control because the situation becomes predictable and manageable. Adopting a less pessimistic outlook. Placing faith in someone or something you deeply trust. Learning new coping skills. Building a stronger support system.
Good money.
Being prepared.
Gaming and doing the schoolwork. Into these chapters.
That was expecting an enemy attack. 22. An army psychiatrist. Researchers lived in the camp with the men and took blood samples daily. He measured the amount of an adrenal hormone normally present when a person is under extreme stress. It's difficult to imagine a situation much more stressful than anticipating an enemy attack in a war zone. But, to one's surprise, the hormone levels of the men indicated that they were not experiencing any elevated stress. Other tests showed that they had lower levels of anxiety and depression than even the basic recruits who were entering training. What enabled these soldiers to rally so valiantly in such difficult circumstances? The soldiers coped with the threat of impending battle by engaging in a purer of activity, maintaining their equipment and building their defenses. Only 3 men in the unit showed elevated stress hormones. They were the 2 officers and the radio operator who had to receive and respond to the
listening to the book.
Hardiness and control. Psychologists Suzanne Cobbessa and Salvatore Matti first developed the now well-accepted theory that people who are able to stay healthy even while under stress have behaviors and personalities marked by hardiness. One of the key components of hardiness, state of care, is a sense of control. Dr. Arthur Schwale, a University of Rochester researcher, was one of the first to identify the importance of control. His research, paired with that of Cobbessa and Matti, demonstrates the importance of control as a factor in health and well-being. As a classic example, Schwale cites the case of a woman diagnosed with leukemia. 23. Her diagnosis came shortly before her husband's death from tuberculosis. She told her physician that she hoped to live until her son, at age 10, was proven dead. As her physician measured her red blood cells over the years, he was interested to know the trend. At times when she felt in control, her disease lapsed into remission. At times when she felt she was losing control, her disease intensified. The leukemia it also intensified when she finally admitted that her second marriage was failing. Her disease also became much worse every year about the time her physician was scheduled to take his annual summer vacation, possibly because she felt a dangerous loss of control in contemplating his absence. The worst period of her disease occurred when her son left home to join the army. Her condition became so critical that, for the first time since becoming ill, she required part-time physicians to stay alive. The 4 years while her son was in the military were extremely difficult for her. According to her physician, she required almost constant medical treatment and various hospitalizations to keep the disease under control. When her son was released from the military, he announced that he was engaged to be married. Shortly afterward, she died. As her physician related, she would now have almost no control of her condition. Hardiness is earmarked by a sense of control, a belief that we can influence events coupled with the willingness to act on that belief rather than just be a victim of circumstances. The influence of control on health. The results of a host of studies show the importance of control. Externals believe their health is either controlled by professionals or is determined by fate, luck, or chance. Health history can actually play a role. 2. Women with a history of frequent childhood illness or accidents are more likely to have little belief that they can control their health. Those who have experienced serious illness of a family member generally feel the same way. While there is some disagreement among experts, researchers have fairly conclusively shown that internals, on the other hand, believe their health is the direct result of their own behaviors, and are more likely to adopt positive health behaviors as a result. 24. A study in Wales involving almost 12,000 people showed that internals were much more likely to practice positive health behaviors, as measured by smoking, alcohol consumption, exercise, and diet. 25. In another study involving 7,000 university students throughout Europe, researchers found that internals were more likely, and externals were less likely, to engage in a number of positive health behaviors, including exercising,
Thank you.
eating breakfast,
Thank you,
brushing their
thank you,
teeth,
thank you.
wearing seatbelts, and eating a healthy diet that included fruits and fiber and limited salt and fats. 26 internals were also less likely to smoke and had much lower alcohol consumption. In a study involving more than 13,000 people, internals were much more likely to eat healthier food than the externals, regardless of how much food they ate. 27. It is widely accepted that an internal locus of control is significantly associated with knowledge about disease, the ability to stop smoking, the ability to lose weight, adherence to a medical regimen, effective use of birth control, getting preventive immunizations and vaccinations, getting regular dental checkups, and wearing seat belts. 28. As a whole, internals are at less risk of illness, and externals are more likely to suffer from chronic illness. 29. One study showed that rheumatoid arthritis patients who were internals had less pain and greater function than those who were externals. 30. A study of African American cancer showed that the internals shown to have positive impact. Patients have a much more positive outlook about their health. 31. As new research is completed, scientists are realizing that an internal locus of control has a more profound role in protecting health than previously thought. A sense of control can affect health and well-being in a number of ways. Studies show that externals suffer much greater psychological distress. They have higher levels of depression and anxiety and are much less effective in dealing with chronic pain. 32. Consistent study reports that people with serious mental illness are much more likely to be external than that or less. Priority to their physical health needs, often adopting a high-risk lifestyle. 33. A pilot study of long-term AIDS survivors conducted by Dr. George Solomon found that the survivors had a number of psychosocial characteristics in common, many of which pointed to an increased sense of control over their situation. The survivors were assertive, able to nurture themselves, actively involved in justice activities, and able to communicate openly about their needs. In addition, the long-term AIDS survivors in the study took personal responsibility for the disease but did not perceive it as a death sentence, felt they could influence the outcome of the disease, had a sense of purpose, and took control by altering their lifestyle. Finally, many of the long-term AIDS survivors have successfully overcome a previous illness, something that can certainly provide a sense of control. 34. Control and cardiovascular health. Authorities on heart disease gathered in a forum on coronary prone behavior concluded that slowing of the heart, seen in many situations in which people feel they have lost control, causes death, even though there are no apparent proof changes in the heart itself. 35. Control, on the other hand, can have the opposite effect on cardiac health, according to a study reported in Clinical Psychiatry. 36 researchers at the University of Connecticut School of Medicine observed a group of years. The patients who accepted responsibility for their heart attacks had fewer second attacks than patients who blamed their spouse, or other factors. The value of accepting responsibility for a heart attack is being able to take control. Passing it up, on the other hand, could be indicative of the very sort of thinking that may contribute to heart attacks in the first place, namely, feeling a lack of control, that, in turn, could lead to a feeling of helplessness and making adaptive lifestyle changes. An internal locus of control has been shown to help people increase their physical activity, bring their weight closer to normal levels, and stop smoking, all of which have been shown to improve cardiovascular health. 37 studies among heart attack patients showed that internals were less intense and more cooperative throughout the time they were being treated in the intensive care unit. On three of the most important measures of heart attack, internals did consistently better. In addition, their and they spent less time in the intensive care unit than in the hospital than the externals. 38. Biochemical imbalances. One reason why control has such a profound influence over health is that a lack of control disturbs the biochemical balance in the brain and body. An internal locus of control has a significant influence over the body's release of hormones, which has been found to be determinant of health. The hormones influenced by a lack of control are serotonin, which regulates moods, relieves pain, and helps control release of the powerful pain-killing brain chemicals, the endorphins. Dopamine, which is largely responsible for a sense of reward or pleasure. Norepinephrine, which causes depression when depleted. Both norepinephrine and dopamine are critical to relaying nerve impulses from one neuron to another. They are essential to the nervous system's ability to communicate among its many cells. All three of these hormones are essential to activity, appetite, moods, sleep, sex, reinforcement, reward, and pleasure, and they play an important role in healthy mental functioning. 39. Losing sense of control causes the levels of norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin to drop. 40. The result seriously disturbs mental functioning, appetite, mood, sleep, sex drive, and senses of reinforcement, reward, and pleasure. Furthermore, when we have little internal locus of control, the level of corticosteroids in our bloodstream soars. The corticosteroids, released by the body during stress, cause a variety of physical damage. They lower disease and suppress the body's manufacture of norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin, making lack of control a double-edged sword. Lack of control versus stress. A lack of control may have an even stronger influence over health than high levels of stress. Those with little control in the workplace suffer more severe health problems than those with high levels of stress. A study of almost 800 working adults in Alameda County, California, showed the amount of control. For example, upper-level management. Collar employees have been considered at highest risk because of the amount of stress and responsibility they have. However, However, the study showed that they actually enjoy better health than those they supervise or than blue-collar workers in general because they have more control. 42. Various studies among work populations have shown that lack of control can be deleterious to health. People with little control but high demands have more than 3 times the risk of heart disease and chronically escalated blood pressure than people with few demands but a high level of control. People who have little control over their jobs have higher rates of heart disease than those who can dictate the style and pace of their work. Worst off are those whose work makes substantial psychological demands but offers little opportunity for independent decision-making. Occupations such as telephone operators, waiters, cashiers, cooks, garment stitchers, and assembly line workers. The combination of high demands and low control appears to raise the risk of heart disease as much as smoking or having a high cholesterol level. 43. According to researchers with the Framingham Heart Study, women clerical workers and others with little control have twice as much heart disease as women in occupations with higher levels of control. 44. The Framingham researchers suggest that the clerical workers and others with a low sense of control experience severe occupational stress, including a lack of autonomy and control over the work environment, underutilization of skills, and lack of recognition of accomplishments. 45. In another study of the link between control and heart disease, researchers found that heart disease is greater among waiters and assembly line workers than among managers who are faced with equally high stress and demands but who have more control and decision-making ability. 46. The stress buffering power of control. A person in a stressful situation who believes he or she has some control over the situation suffers far less physiological damage normally associated with stress. Control also acts as a buffer against stress when we believe we have control, even if we really don't. In one study, 47 individuals were placed in booths and asked to perform arithmetic problems in their head. To make the situation even more stressful, researchers piped noise into the booths. Half of the people in the study were able to control the noise. Dependent on the first half for volume control. Both groups were exposed to an identical level of noise. The only difference between the two was the ability to control the volume of noise. At the end of the experiment, researchers took blood samples and studied the level of stress hormones in the blood. People who did not have a non-deterrent had much higher levels of cortisol, a major stress hormone. According to the research authors, the ability to control external stress has a large influence on how much internal stress we experience. The stress buffering effects of control have been observed in a wide variety of situations, and the ability of control to buffer stress has even been seen in the most stressful conditions, such as those endured by hostages and prisoners of war. Those who have been able to maintain hardiness and survive their ordeals are those who have somehow been able to achieve some sense of control, even in prison. National Institute of Mental Health psychologists found that one of the hostages in Iran achieved this by saving a bit of food from his meals and then offering it to anyone who came into his cell. That simple coping strategy had the effect of turning the cell into a living room, the hostage into a host welcoming visitors. 48. The influence of control on immunity and healing. One reason why lack of control may lead to poor health is its impact on the immune system. Willpower, whereas those who feel a sense of control have healthier immune systems. Physicians tell us that stage breast cancer, those who felt some control over their lives and their disease, felt a distressing lack of control. The women with control had a far greater level of natural killer cell activity, a much stronger immune system 0.4 times. Control also appears to trigger the body's internal healing mechanisms. Several different studies with patients about to undergo surgery demonstrate that a sense of control can have a significant effect on the healing process. In 100 lung transplant patients were measured for their locus of control. The internals healed better and lived longer after their lung transplant than the externals did. An internal locus of control may improve immune function, boost the ability to fight disease, and speed recovery when illness strikes. Control may possibly be the weapon researchers were referring to when they told us, you carry with you the most powerful medicine that exists. Each of us has it if we choose to use it, if we learn to use it. 51. Self-esteem. American humorist and author Samuel Clemens, the legendary Mark Twain, believed that it's 100 times more valuable to approve of ourselves than to have the approval of others. A century after he penned that advice, it is proving to be true. We stand in the midst of an almost infinite network of relationships, to other people, to things, to the universe, and yet, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when we are alone with ourselves, we are aware that the most intimate and powerful of all relationships and the one we can never escape is the relationship to ourselves. No significant aspect of our thinking, motivation, feelings, or behavior is unaffected by our self-evaluation. 52. According to a growing body of evidence, a healthy self-esteem is one of the best things we can do for overall for itself are dangerous for both physical and mental health. On the other hand, a good, strong sense of self can apparently help boost the immune system, improve heart function, protect against disease, and aid in healing. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is the core belief we have about ourselves, a sense of positive self-regard, or the degree to which we like or dislike ourselves. 53. It's a way of viewing ourselves as good people. It's a sense of feeling good about our capabilities, physical limitations, goals, place in the world, and relationship to others. Self-esteem is a powerful element. Our perceptions about ourselves are what set the boundaries for what we can and cannot do. Self-esteem can be called the blueprint for behavior. Self-esteem is so important, and so valued, that studies show that given a choice, college students would rather have a boost to their self-esteem than food, alcohol, sex, or money. 54. Self-esteem should not be confused with self-concept. Self-concept is a broad term used to encompass all the ways we evaluate ourselves in comparison to those around us. It refers to the way we compare ourselves physically, mentally, and socially. Self-esteem contributes to, but is not the same as, self-concept. 55 Instead, self-esteem is characterized by a powerful source of inner strength, the willingness to cope with the basic challenges of life, knowing we are more than our problems, learning to disgrace them, and having self-acceptance and self-responsibility. 56. A sense of high self-esteem means we appreciate ourselves and our personal worth. We have a positive attitude, see ourselves as competent, and feel in control of our lives. The value we assign to ourselves. Self-esteem is based on 5 factors, 2 physical and 3 psychological. The physical factors that determine our self-esteem are 1. Our appearance, the way we look, and 2. Our physical abilities. The psychological determinants of self-esteem are 1. How well we do in school, our perceived intelligence. 2. How confident we are in social situations, and 3. How we regard ourselves. 57 Research by Finnish scientist Virgin Punta suggests that empathy, the ability to put oneself in the place of other people and appreciate their feelings, may also be linked to self-esteem. 58. There is evidence that the way we think about ourselves may cause us to take better care of ourselves. However, findings regarding self-esteem and positive health behaviors are mixed, and some controversy exists among researchers. Some have found that those with strong self-esteem are less likely to engage in destructive behavior such as violence, child abuse, crime, and alcohol and drug abuse. They have found that young girls who have high self-esteem are less likely to get pregnant as teenagers. 59 Some researchers have also found that low self-esteem among adolescents leads them to engage in self-destructive or health-harming behaviors such as substance abuse, early sexual activity, eating disorders, and suicidal thoughts. 60 In contrast, others who have reviewed the studies that have been done maintain that self-esteem has little association with health behavior. 61, and that it does not seem to prevent adolescents from engaging in substance abuse, drinking, smoking, or early sexual activity. In fact, they maintain that high self-esteem in adolescents may encourage experimentation with some of these behaviors, but, in the end, they say, the effect of self-esteem is probably negligible. Another study involving more than 7,000 Irish and preteens found that self-esteem did not protect against risky health behaviors. 62. Health behaviors aside, when you have a strong sense of self-esteem, the exhilarating feeling that you are worthwhile can have a positive influence on your health. A variety of studies have shown a strong correlation between self-esteem and health. When the California Department of Mental Health surveyed 1,000 Californians, they found that the healthiest ones cared most for others, and for themselves. People with positive self-esteem view themselves as good people who are well in all aspects of life. They have a physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual balance that enables them to achieve an equilibrium that acts as a buffer against stress and difficult life situations. Where does self-esteem come from? The formation of self-esteem begins early in life. Some of the first ingredients that make up self-esteem are the messages we receive during childhood from our parents, our other relatives, our teachers, and our friends. The family is particularly important in the development of self-esteem. Parents are the most significant influence on a child's self-esteem. 63 And parents who have strong self-esteem generally nurture high self-esteem in their children. 64 Self-esteem has also been shown to be strongly linked to attachment and the way we interact with others, particularly as young adults. 65. Self-esteem depends partly on physical limitations, whether we are overweight, hard of hearing, or incapable of speaking without stuttering. It is influenced by social class, socioeconomic status, and cultural restrictions, and it depends to a great extent on how much love we feel from those around us. Those in unhappy marriages, for example, suffer not only from lower happiness and life satisfaction but also tend to have lower self-esteem. 66 Research shows that for many, self-esteem seems to peak at about age 60 and then decline throughout old age, regardless of health and income. 67. Factors that influence self-esteem may seem largely beyond our control. We can't determine how for example, nor can we change the fact that we were born severely visually impaired. However, each of us can control one large factor in self-esteem. The words we say about ourselves may have a powerful effect not only on our minds but also on our bodies. Psychologist Susan Jeffers likes to use a demonstration to impress people with the importance of what they're communicating to their self-esteem. 68 Whenever she gives a talk, she invites a volunteer from the audience to come up to the front. She has the volunteer make a fist and extend his or her right arm in front of the body, angled down to the left for strength. She then asks the volunteer to resist as powerfully as possible while she tries to push down on the arm. She relates that she's never won this initial trial. She then asks the volunteer to stand at ease, close his or her eyes, and repeat 10 times aloud, "I am a weak and unworthy person." She encourages the volunteer to really feel the words while speaking them. She then asks the volunteer to open his or her eyes, assume the original posture, and resist her efforts to push the same arm down. I wish I had a camera to record the expression on my volunteer's face as I press his arm and it gives way. Jeffers exclaims, "A few object. I wasn't ready so I do it again." Once again, Jeffers has the volunteer close the eyes, stand at ease, and repeat aloud a different set of words. "I am a strong and worthy person." Says she wants to get don't touch the arm. Jeffers explains it is as though the inner self doesn't know what it falls, and believes the words it is told without judging them. We can control our self-esteem by speaking to it. I think the conclusion is obvious. Stop feeding yourself negative words, and start building yourself up to the positive one. 69. Self-esteem and health appear to be connected in a continual cycle. Researchers studied almost 800 older adults in the Durham-Raleigh-T-Chapel Hill area of North Carolina who were transitioning into retirement. The adults were rated on level of self-esteem and on functional health, which was measured by their difficulty in performing 7 activities. During the 2 years of the study, they found that good health enhances self-esteem. The better the health, the higher the self-esteem. They also found out that strong self-esteem impacts health. The stronger and higher the self-esteem, the better the health. 70. How can self-esteem impact physical health? Whether people do or do not get sick, and how long they stay that way, may depend in part on the strength of their self-esteem. Researchers have gone so far as to brand self-esteem as a social vaccine, a dimension of personality that empowers people and inoculates them against a wide spectrum of self-defeating behaviors. 71. A growing body of evidence indicates that low self-esteem is often a factor in chronic pain. For example, several studies show that recovery from infectious mononucleosis is related to ego strength. The higher the self-esteem, the more rapid the recovery. 72. The level of self-esteem we have appears to be a crucial factor in how we respond to stress. Regardless of personality type, self-esteem is so powerful an influence on health that it even impacts the way we react to life events. Situations in life that researchers have determined cause stress. Many are negatives, such as the death of a loved one, divorce, a jail term, or assuming a new debt. However, researchers have found that positive life events, such as getting married, getting a new job, or giving birth, are also sources of stress. Whether these stressors cause a person to become ill depends on many factors, including one's ability to cope with the stress. Something as simple as rejection can increase stress hormones and have a negative impact on health. Studies show that those with healthy self-esteem are much more resilient to rejection and have significantly lower levels of cortisol, one of the most damaging of the stress hormones. 73. Cortisol has been shown to have a particularly detrimental effect on the hippocampus of the brain, causing it to deteriorate. Researchers who studied both young and elderly adults under stress found that self-esteem and an internal locus of control significantly protected the hippocampus, and moderated age-related patterns of cognitive decline in the older adults. 74. In research in life events, scientists have found that self-esteem has significant influence on how positive life events impact our health. If we've got strong self-esteem, the outlook is good. The more positive life events, the better our health. But if our self-esteem is good, our health will decline in direct proportion as our life becomes better with more positive life events. 75. This may be because we believe we are not worthy of positive life events. Results of various studies show that positive self-esteem helps protect health. An interesting study took place among Arizona's Pima Indians, who have long been known to have high rates of obesity and diabetes. Researchers divided them into 2 groups: an action group, which had a familiar mix of treatments including nutrition and exercise, and the pride group, which received printed information about nutrition and exercise but which had regular discussions with local leaders about Pima history and culture. At the end of the year, there were many problems in the action group, but the pride group had either less deterioration or had actual improvement as far as weight, waist circumference, blood glucose levels, and insulin levels. Researchers tentatively concluded that increasing pride in their identity had a greater favorable impact on health behaviors and was even focusing on how to change diet and exercise. 76. Another study involving Navajo and Pueblo children showed that those with better self-esteem had not only better attitudes about themselves, but significantly better attitudes about their health. 77. In another study involving enrolled in a 10-week weight reduction program, those with high self-esteem lost significantly more weight than those with low self-esteem. Of interest was the finding that self-esteem was more important to weight loss than both locus of control and family-related factors, such as marital status and number of children. 78. Research also shows that children who have low self-esteem feel less in control of their lives, and worry more often are more likely to become obese as adults, causing scientists to examine the link between self-esteem, emotion, and weight. 79. One reason for the protective nature of self-esteem may be its effect on the immune system. One study that gives evidence of the self-esteem immunity link found that those with the highest self-esteem are also the ones with the strongest natural killer cell activity. High self-esteem seems to provide a boost to the immune system and stronger immunity against disease. 80. Researchers have also found a possible connection between poor self-esteem and premature death from coronary heart disease. Researchers gave thorough psychological questionnaires to 200 men recovering from heart attacks. Over the next 5 years, the men who reported feeling useless or unable to do things well were nearly 4 times as likely to die from coronary disease as men with higher self-esteem. That association remained strong even after researchers adjusted for other factors. 81. Low self-esteem can also affect mental health, creating a sort of vicious cycle. The more anxious or depressed a person becomes, the lower the opinion of self and abilities, and the greater the tendency to avoid people and activities that could actually enhance self-esteem. At that point, the cycle begins again, with low self-esteem feeding further mental health issues. 82. And those who base self-esteem on external sources, what others think of them, their physical appearance, or their academic performance, for example, have a significantly higher risk of developing mental health issues, such as stress, anger, and relationship issues, as well as physical issues that include more drug and alcohol use and eating disorders. 83. How to increase self-esteem. Small things you do every day can help boost your self-esteem. Try some of the following. 84. Take care of yourself and pay attention to your own wants and needs. Try to eat a healthy diet and get some regular exercise. Do something nice for someone else. Volunteer opportunities. Spend time with other people, especially those who make you feel better about yourself. Take time to do things you enjoy, and plan something fun on a fairly regular basis. Give yourself rewards occasionally. All kinds of things can actually qualify. Learn something new every day. Even little things or seemingly insignificant trivia can help you feel better about yourself. Do something you've been putting off. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel if you pay that bill, clean out that house, or make peace with that friend. Self-efficacy, believing in yourself. An important part of self-esteem is what psychologists call self-efficacy, your perception of your own ability to do a specific task and to overcome the difficulties inherent in that specific task. 85 Dr. Albert Bandura of Stanford University says that self-efficacy is not related to your skills but to what you think you can do with the skills you have. 86 It's your belief in yourself, your conviction that you can manage the adverse events that come along in your life. People tend to pursue tasks they know they can accomplish and avoid those they believe exceed their capability. 87 In other words, your sense of self-efficacy not try to do you believe you can learn a new software program recommended by an associate. This one is Presto. If you believe you can self-efficacy also influences how much effort you will make while trying something new and your persistence in overcoming any obstacles. 88. Self-efficacy is measured by magnitude, the judgment a person has about the ability to accomplish a number of things. A person believes she can accomplish everything on the list, for example, and will feel capable of doing even the most difficult things on the list. Strength, confidence about the ability to perform any single thing. Generally, how many areas the person feels confident in. The extent to which a person feels confident in the ability to do one thing will affect whether he feels confident in being able to do other related things. 89. Just as with self-esteem, various factors combine to determine how strong your self-efficacy is. Past performance. If you've handled things well in the past, your faith in yourself is bolstered, and you are more likely to feel confident about facing any new situations. Vicarious experience. This means keeping your eyes open and watching what goes on around you. You see how a friend deals with the death of her spouse. Several big encounters and get inspired. You watch a television documentary about a Midwestern farm family that faces seemingly insurmountable odds but emerges with spirit and courage after losing their son. You take all of that in, and the message comes through. If they can do it, so can I. You gain strength from their strength, courage from their courage. You make the unspoken decision that when your time comes, you'll rally, too. Encouragement of others. It's much easier to believe in yourself when the people around you are cheering you on. Self-efficacy is an important component of self-esteem because it can, in a very real way, predict your behavior. It determines your level of effort. If you really believe you can succeed, your actions on time. It endows you with perseverance in the face of failure. If you really believe in yourself, you're less likely to give up. Your level of self-efficacy determines whether you will help yourself or hinder yourself. It determines, too, how well you will react to stress. If you are low in self-efficacy, you may become overwhelmed by stress because you become convinced that your life, or a particular situation, is unmanageable. Self-efficacy is also a predictor of health behaviors. For example, people who believe they can quit smoking are much more likely to actually quit. In one study of more than 800 smokers, those with the greatest self-efficacy moved most quickly, and most surely, from a stage of just thinking about quitting to actually research also shows that self-esteem and self-efficacy are related to more positive health behaviors in young adults. 91 And that healthy self-esteem acquired early in life can significantly impact long-term preventive health behaviors. 92 Self-efficacy has also been positively related to other health behaviors. 94 Persistence in following physician orders following heart attack and other cardiac disease. 95 And consistency in using contraceptives. 96. Self-efficacy can actually cause physiological changes when under stress of any kind. The brain releases chemicals called catecholamines, which trigger a complex set of physiological reactions enabling a person to meet the challenge of stress. Classify work-life syndrome. By measuring the levels of catecholamines in the blood, researchers can determine the degree of stress. Researchers selected 12 women who had arachnophobia and measured the level of catecholamine secretion when the women were faced with situations that frightened them. Looking at a spider, putting a hand in a bowl with a spider, or allowing a spider to crawl on a hand. When women felt that they could handle a situation, catecholamine levels were low. When they felt that a situation was more than they could handle. In other words, when their self-efficacy was low, catecholamine levels shot up. Researchers then worked with the women to bolster their level of self-efficacy regarding spiders. The women gained confidence, and some began to believe that they could manage an encounter with a spider. When that happened, catecholamine levels stayed low, stress was eased, and the women did not suffer the physiological reactions as before. 97. The real power of self-efficacy on health is demonstrated quite simply. If you want to get a fairly accurate prediction of how healthy someone is or will be, ask people how healthy they think they are. Researchers have found that self-rated health, much the same as self-efficacy, determines to a large extent how healthy a person will actually be. Some studies have even shown that asking that simple question will tell you more about a person's health than an entire battery of sophisticated laboratory tests. How to improve self-efficacy. A few simple things can help you boost your self-efficacy, especially your belief in your ability to succeed in certain tasks. Try the following. 98. When you face a difficult task, think of a time you succeeded at something similar. Recruit people who care about you as a support group to cheer and encourage you. Make sure to tell them what you need and what doesn't work as well for you. Join the support group or identify someone who has accomplished something similar. Start small and build to larger, more complicated parts of the task. Break the task down into pieces and go for the easiest and smallest things first. Belief in oneself is one of the most powerful weapons we have in protecting our health and living longer. It has a startling impact on wellness, and we are able to harness it to our advantage. As Madeline Gershwin said, what wise people and grandmothers have always known is that the way you feel about yourself, your attitudes, beliefs, values, have a great deal to do with your health and well-being. 99. Box 6.1 Knowledge and Action. As you study the differences between those who have internal or external LOC, make a plan to become more internal by using the recommendations under becoming an internal and incorporating suggestions into your lifestyle. LOC involves the extent to which we believe our own actions will be effective enough to control or master the environment. Those with an internal LOC believe they are generally in control of their own destiny. Those with an external LOC believe one or others determine their destiny. One is that they choose how we react and respond. Research shows that a sense of control is crucial to health. I'll use an example. The LOC concept evolved from the social learning theory of personality. The application of control is best shown in the area of health psychology. Research tells us an internal LOC can be developed, and that is critical considering the great influence of control on health. A lack of control may have an even stronger influence on health than high levels of stress. Internal LOC also helps to buffer stress, increase immune system strength. Core belief we have about ourselves can also have a great impact on health. It is strongly connected to how we take care of ourselves. The formation of self-esteem develops through friends and community, and physical limitations. The stories we tell ourselves may impact our minds as well as our bodies. Good health enhances self-esteem, and good self-esteem strengthens the immune system. Self-esteem can be increased through positive behavior. An important part of self-esteem is self-efficacy, believing in yourself. Self-efficacy can actually cause physiological changes in the body, and may also be improved through positive action. What did you learn? What is the meaning of locus of control? What is the major source of control? What is the relationship between hardiness and locus of control? How does locus of control affect stress, immunity, and healing? What are the characteristics of self-esteem? How does self-esteem develop? What is self-efficacy, and how does it impact health? Web links. Self-esteem, http://www.impressivethefuture.org resiliency. http
No.
www.bretthelsimmons.com/
So, chapter 7. Anger and hostility. Wow, dude.
Chapter 7 Anger, Hostility, and Health. Of the 7 deadly sins, anger is possibly the most fun. To lick your lips, to snap your lips over grievances long past, to roll over your tongue the prospect of bitter confrontation still to come, to savor to the last toothsome morsel both the pain you are given and the pain you are giving back. In many ways it is the savor of pain. The chief drawback is that what you are wolfing down is yourself. The skeleton of the feast is you. Frederick Buechner. Learning objectives. Explore the difference between anger and hostility and the significance of each. Define the physiological reactions and health effects that accompany anger and hostility. Describe effective techniques for managing and even transforming anger and hostility. Anger has assumed a whole new importance, particularly when it comes to heart disease. What used to be blamed on the hurry disease, as researchers called it, has now been more accurately identified. Research has shown that those who busily hurry risk. It is not toxic to the heart. Instead, the culprit is the often underlying competitive hostility that is frequently seen as the need to prove oneself.
Oh, I did not see him right there.
Hostility and antagonistic interpersonal behavior with hardening of the arteries, atherosclerosis, the incidence of coronary heart disease, and mortality from not only cardiovascular but other causes. 1.
It is called locust.
Type A is longest, among other things.
Yeah, the other one was locust.
The impact of anger on health doesn't stop there. The exploding rage you feel when
I
you
can't
get really
hear,
angry
so
brings with it actual physical changes
listen.
in your body. The health consequences of anger certainly can include high blood pressure and other coronary problems, but the consequences are much more widespread than that. For example, surging stress hormones and chemicals affect many organs and systems other than the heart. See Chapter 2. When you are chronically angry, as Buechner so graphically stated, what you are wolfing down is yourself. The skeleton of the feast is you. 2. Anger kills, says famed Duke University researcher Redford Williams. We're speaking here not about the anger that drives people to shoot, stab, or otherwise wreak havoc on their fellow humans. We mean instead the everyday sort of anger, annoyance, and irritation that courses through the minds and bodies of many perfectly normal people. 3. It is the brooding, seething anger that has much worse health effects than the occasional brief flare. Definitions of anger and hostility. The terms anger and hostility are often used interchangeably, but they are not really the same. For example, the confusion is reflected in the fact that two different New Testament Greek words are translated as anger in English. One is meaning like a quick fire. The other Greek word is orange, meaning deep-rooted, brooding, long-lived anger. Today we would say that anger is like thymus, a transient emotional response that depends on the way one chooses to think about events. It is usually triggered by frustration, by perceived provocation, or by mistreatment. Hostility, on the other hand, is like the biblically condemned orange, a habitual attitude that may not even.
I'm doing alternative medicine. Alternative medicine. There you go, right there. So they're gonna cover all of that throughout this 2 years. Again, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. But that's what I'm on chapter 7 of this book right here, Mind, Body, and Health. So I'm listening and following along, and so I don't get bored so fast. I'm gaming, playing solos, and just listening, and then reading and looking and listening. Got my volume down, and I'm just Anger is a chosen response. It ain't natural, it's chosen.
Such as resentment. 0.6 people express anger in all sorts of ways, such as hurling verbal insults, using profanity, slamming doors, or smashing a fist into the nearest available object. Anger can, in fact, often be considered a secondary emotion, that is, a way of expressing pain or communicating discomfort with a more primary emotion, such as frustration, when its secondary aspect is realized. In other words, that anger is only one way of expressing the frustration. One can decide to choose a more healthy way of communicating. The words we use to describe our anger strongly hint at the turmoil that is going on inside our bodies when we're angry. Social psychologist and anger expert Carol Tavers pointed out some of the most common descriptors. 7. Stand up anger welled up inside him. He was bursting with anger. I blew my stab. She flipped her lid. He hit the ceiling. Our blood boils, our muscles tense up, our teeth clench, our stomach feels like it's tied up in knots, and our cheeks feel like they're burnt up. Anger may be used in an attempt to feel stronger and more powerful, and the more we use it, the more pressed we are to strike out. In fact, that sudden need for power or control may be why anger seems ill to use. However, there are usually better ways to gain a sense of control. Anger and hostility also differ in duration and intensity. Anger is a temporary emotion that may or may not be accompanied by outward expressions, physical or verbal. Sometimes anger is bottled up. In such a case, there is no outward expression. It's important to realize that the outward expression is not the problem. Bottled up anger can be just temporary emotion, but rather a durable attitude. Hostility is anger chronic anger is usually not anger at all but hostility. Ongoing hostility is usually the cynical and suspicious worldview and sometimes with clinical depression. Anger is generally considered to be a simpler concept than hostility or aggression. Explain researchers Margaret A. Chesney and Ray H. Rosenman. The concept of feelings that vary in intensity, from mild irritation or annoyance to fury and rage. Although hostility usually involves angry feelings, it has the connotation of a complex set of attitudes that motivate aggressive behaviors directed toward destroying objects or injuring other people. 9. Hostility comes from the Latin word hostis, which means enemy. Learn tribal worldviews that pit us versus them create some hostility. Look around you and notice how common that separated worldview is. The students of one school may learn it toward another school. Perhaps races in our neighborhood or ethnic group, versus yours. Even those of different religions and our members of Congress may get caught up in it. Thus the learned, ego-based mentality of competitive separation usually creates the hostility. I'm over here and you're over there. Which of us is right, or best, or the most important? Suppose, instead of us versus them, we came to view the world as we. For the habitually hostile, enemies seem to abound. They are everywhere. Because of the health-damaging effects of hostility, people become their own enemy. Hostility is an ongoing accumulation of anger and irritation. As psychologist Robert Ornstein and physician David Sobel put it, hostility is a permanent resident kind of anger that shows itself with ever greater frequency in response to increasingly trivial happenings. Tim Tagore says that into each life come real problems that people should be angry about, but hostile personality types get equally angry about corruption and racial injustice. They're walking around in a state of wrath. 11 man, the researchers warn. Hostility may go undented for a long time. One reason for slow detection is that hostile people deny it 12 and often try to hide it. Most don't actually want to be hostile. If asked if they are often hostile, they might angrily reply, "Of course not. What do you take me for?" There are many automatic angry or hostile feelings related to heartbreak. They can be surprisingly dangerous. Pioneering researchers like Redford Williams now suspect that the notorious type A personality may not play the major role once believed in heart disease. Instead, a handful of traits frequently seen in type A, particularly hostility, may be the actual culprits. According to Williams, about 20% of the general population has a level of hostility high enough to be dangerous to health. 13. He describes hostility as having 3 components. Hostile people express frequent anger, especially over petty incidents or issues. Behavior. Hostile people display grouchy, threatening, or aggressive behavior. And for some reason, hostility rarely stands alone. Not only cynicism, but suspiciousness and self-centeredness. 14. There is often an underlying fear scanning for danger, resulting in a perceived need to protect oneself. When fear subsides, so does anger. Research shows that the most health-harming kind of hostility is free-floating hostility, an attitude characterized by being angry or on the verge of anger most of the time, with or without cause. At best, hostile people are grouchy. At worst, they are constantly consumed by hatred. Occasional anger is not the problem. The problem is the constant, slow-burning, hostile anger that sees almost everyone as the enemy. 15. Manifestations of anger and hostility. Anger has as many different causes as there are situations and people. A common one is the frustration of physical or psychological restraint, being held back from something we intensely want or want to do. 16 others include feeling forced to do something against our will, being taken advantage of, being insulted or ridiculed, or having plans defeated. Sometimes other more primary emotions such as distress, sorrow, or fear can lead to anger. Our different cultures affect the way we feel and express anger. In a number of Latin and Arab cultures, the free expression of anger is heartily and hoarse. People are angry with each other may fight because they figure that a strong third party, such as a neighbor or family member, will intervene before things go too far. The upper immune in Alaska fall at the opposite end of the spectrum. They also cause anyone who loses his or her temper, regardless of the reason. Tagore tells us that psychology will teach us for several years. Being angry with some Caucasian fishermen who broke an 17. Between these two extremes are all kinds of middle ground. The Japanese don't display anger as their traditional Western counterparts do. Instead of lashing out, the Japanese assume a neutral expression when angry. The beauty hunter-gatherers of Northeast Siberia are taken a step further. When angry, they laugh. Some individual disputes about the beauty have become full-scale tribal laugh fests. 18. These differences illustrate how anger is a chosen, expressive, secondary emotion, and how other expressions might be effectively chosen instead. Hostility, however, shows up with many associated features. Noted Harvard psychiatrist James Gill has compiled a list of such traits. A hostile person, says Gill, notices with irritation the perceived faults of others, has an intense need to win at games or sports, and gets extremely angry, with self and others, at losing. Much of the hostility seems to come from feeling separate and in competition with others, a feeling that one has to win in order to be considered okay. He or she may turn most conversations into a debate, arguing tenaciously until winning the point. He or she also is extremely demanding and critical, not only of others but also of self. He is extremely sensitive to any kind of criticism or uncomplimentary remark. Even when smiling, the hostile person appears tight and tense, as though ready to quarrel on a second's notice. 19. The key in relating them to hostility, says Gill, is consistency. These aren't occasional attitudes, but habitual and characteristic ways of reacting. Still another definition of hostility arises from the psychological tests that researchers use to pinpoint it. One of the most standard, and most reliable, is the hostility scale, administered as part of the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory MMPI. This scale, hostility scale, 20, has been most used to study the health effects of hostility. Other shorter scales also correlate with heart disease. 21. University of Utah researchers have administered a wide array of tests to a large group. Their study held other tests related to the scores on the MMPI hostility test. Based on his results, he concluded that the traits most related to hostility were suspiciousness, resentment, frequent anger, and a cynical mistrust of other people. 22. Cynicism refers to the generally negative view that hostile people have toward humankind. They tend to depict others as selfish, deceptive, they tend to have the same kind of attitude toward the world in general, even when their sense of mistrust is not directed at anyone specifically. Redford Williams claims that those with cynical hostility or mistrust hostile people tend to have an attitude of paranoia, attributing hostility to others. They often believe that other people are intentionally out to get them, purposely trying to hurt them. Wonder if you have too much hostility. How you tend to project such attributes onto others. Smith also noted that people who tested most hostile were less hardy or resilient, experienced more frequent and severe hassles every day, and derived little satisfaction from their daily social contact. 24. This inability to thoroughly enjoy life sounds very much like depression, and, in fact, Clinical depression particularly in men. Similar to anxious depressive disorders, hostile people often have a nervous system constantly on guard for impending danger, and the health effects, particularly cardiovascular effects, are very similar between cynical hostility and depression. 25. It's also possible, says Williams, to get a good mental picture of hostility by looking at its opposite, the trusting heart. According to Williams, the trusting heart believes in the basic goodness of humankind, that most people will be fair and kind in relationships with others. Having such beliefs, the trusting heart is slow to anger, not seeking out evil in others, not expecting the worst of them. The trusting heart expects mainly good from others and, more often than not, finds it. As a result, the trusting heart spends little time feeling resentful, irritable, and angry. From this it follows that the trusting heart treats others well, with consideration and kindness. The trusting heart almost never wishes or visits harm upon others. 26. It's like the law of the boomerang, also referred to as karma. What you throw out is what you get back, and you see what you are looking for and expect. The process becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you expect others to be hostile, your automatic behavior prompts their hostility. On the
Vale, pero a ver cómo nos va, ¿no? Toda la era de Balaín de Castillo, ¿no?
Casi la ganamos y nos logra, ya.
Sí, weón. No, yo sí lo tenía.
Yo lo tenía, yo no lo tenía, man. Yo lo tenía. No, no, man.
Ah, sí, claro, yo lo tenía, por eso me los eché, ese madre, vamos, yo.
Vamos, bien ahí, vamos.
Oh, man, cabrón, ¿usted lo puso tríos?
Ay, que se lleva el pinche río, man.
Ah. Es tonto, man, qué ganas de matarlo.
Se gusta el río, man. Que es payaso, man. Bueno, no importa, ahora casi la ganamos, solo usted y yo, man. Vamos a ver cómo
No te
hace.
quieten. Necesito mis armas. Justo, weón.
Vamos a ver cómo van, chicos. Vemos todas. Estamos looteando todos estos lados, a ver. Vamos. Tío, me imagino.
Cayendo uno en el castillo, man. Ahí arriba está. Y nos van a dar por el ayote, tío. Deberíamos ir metiéndonos a ese castillo, man.
¿Dónde está el mae?
Aquí, véalo.
Caigámosle, vamos. Se fue adelante, güey, por el otro lado. No, por aquí. No me carepicha, novato.
¿Se lo apió, tío? ¡Qué jeta, playa!
¡Qué novato! Están ahí con ustedes,
Estaba viendo.
puta, no le pude pegar, mae. Y le fue por arriba la justa, la hora que le tiré, mae. No. Ya les caigo ahí.
Bueno, escucho pasos.
Está abajo,
Cayó uno,
donde me
cayó
mataron.
uno abajo, sí, cayó uno abajo.
Más están ahí. Más están aquí abajo. Vamos a pegarle un poquito.
Pero espérate que caiga esa vara.
Vamos por aquí, vean. Pues me la puse en la pantalla, man, y no se me quita, man, me cago en la picha, man. Qué mierda.
Los ve todavía usted.
Va a caer uno allá al otro lado, man. Ahí están. A ver. Voy por aquí abajo, man, caerles.
Ya,
Ahí están, ahí
plan.
suenan todavía, chota.
Ahí suenan.
Eh,
Es rico caerles por la espalda, playa.
Voy a caerles para distraerlos.
Y yo me le mando por el frente, ¿es así?
Yo voy por aquí.
Ok, voy. Aviso.
Así van a ver.
Ya los vi. Dale ya uno sin placas.
¿Dónde están?
Aquí está, los tengo enfrente.
Ah, que los chotan.
¿Quién?
Están allá en el fondo. No están aquí conmigo.
No, están aquí. Pero es que bien con esta weón.
Aquí hay un más conmigo, weón. Mismo más, weón. Son dos nada más. No le pegué esa mina ni a la cara de una de gato. Son dos, uno a la izquierda y uno a la derecha.
Mae, fue puta. Siempre me alcanzó, mae. Fue puta cólera, mae. Campeando, están allá adentro, mae.
Están campeando, ¿sí?
No están
por el
jugando, esos
armas.
hijos de puta, mae.
Ahora vamos a agarrar cagando esos madres, vean.
Cólera, me da con esa picha que campena mierda así, mae.
Vamos.
Han hecho uno.
Craqueado.
Ah,
Ay, madre. Esa picha, madre. Sí, madre.
Ma, pero qué hijo de puta más campero, man. Viene el chico de puta zapazo de equipo, man.
Ya me metieron todos, mae, campeando. Son paridos, mae.
Hue puta, man. Martín, ¿está güey? ¿Usted está ahí?
Ah, sí.
Un playo, man. Se tiró más en el agua.
Vamos, chota. Vamos.
Están arriba, playo.
A ver, uno, venga, chota, venga, pégalos. Estamos dos ahí. Pues tiene ahí a la derecha, están en la entrada. Uy, ahí estaba el otro calepicha, madre. Que me quitó la escopeta, madre.
Perdón, man. ¿Qué mierda? Vamos a hacerle suave.
Pegámosles. Ya les va a cerrar la zona, no más.
Pereza, man. Ellos son dos, creo, nada más, man.
Está el hijo de puta, madre. Hombre, es una escuadra completa, man. Es lo que...
Es una escuadra. Lograr así, man, se para con desventaja. Y lo único sería agarrarlos con la zona, cagando, man. Se tiraron, man, qué lástima. Por allá van.
Tengo armas, pero para ni nada, man. Es un culo, man.
Allá están al fondo los más. Véalos allá. Están dando con otro equipo.
No tengo armas, pero para nada, man.
Dale para acá, Tim, porque estamos horribles, ¿no? Ma, la única que ya voy a estar aquí es por la derecha, Tim. Es la única, ma. Véngase por aquí, ma.
Espera para ver si puedo aquí. Buscar armas, man. No tengo nada, man. Ay, man. No tengo nada, man. Esto está looteado hasta la madre aquí, man.
¿Qué se hicieron? ¿Se comió una mina usted?
Ay, como 4 minas habían ahí, man.
Véalos allá al frente, ma. Todavía están al frente, ma. Y los va a agarrar. Atrás.
Pongan el pompa, weón.
No, hombre, qué mal parido, no. No, hombre, man, es que así jugar menos no tiene. Nos cargan menos, nos violan, man.
Es que así, man.
Aguanta poquito, aguanta poquito. Está en la pura puerta, güey. Vamos.
Oh, they don't fucking pay attention.
Usually nice. A classical epidemiology study in Tecumseh, Michigan, that prospectively followed nearly 700 people for 17 years found a similar pattern. Suppressed persistent anger was associated with not only more cancer deaths in women, but also mortality from all causes. 115 interestingly, for men, expressing anger was more associated with cancer. Some reports, expressed anger may be as risky as expressed anger, particularly depending on gender. Other studies of cancer patients, especially women with breast cancer, indicate that the style of expressing anger or the inability to express it at all seems to have considerable impact on the development and spread of cancer. 116 in one study, researchers interviewed a group of women with breast disease. Some had benign breast disease, and others were later diagnosed with breast cancer. Before the diagnoses were made, interviewers made notes on the anger style of each woman. The women who were later diagnosed as having breast cancer had an entirely different anger style than those who had benign breast disease. The cancer victims were much more likely to suppress their anger and then finally explode with anger when they could no longer hold it in. Many didn't express anger at all, and those who did express anger let it go all at once. It is important to note that prospective studies of this kind, first measuring anger, then following over time for the development of subsequent effects, are far more reliable than retrospective studies, looking back with recall, making such comparisons. So even though women in the study with breast tumors experienced more anger than healthy controls, there was a big difference in the way the women expressed their anger. Women in normal health tended to get angry and then forget about it. They were able to confront the situation that made them angry, work quickly through their angry feelings, and move on without anger. The women who had benign breast disease tended to become angry and stay angry. Interestingly, the women with malignant tumors got angry, but either they didn't express their anger or they apologized for it, even when they were in the right. A number of other studies have linked suppression of anger with cancer. In Lydia Temeshok's study of malignant melanoma patients 117, those who suppressed anger had fewer lymphocytes at their tumor sites. Lymphocytes help keep tumors in check. When Temeshok and her colleagues taught some of the patients different ways to express their anger, tumor growth in those patients stopped. However, results on changing the course of cancer by psychological interventions have not been consistent. 118. The ability to express anger may even affect survival rates among cancer patients. In one prospective study, researchers found that patients who were able to express negative emotions, anger, hostility, guilt, depression, and aggression, survived longer than the patients who said they had fewer negative emotions. 119 similarly, a large prospective study in Tecumseh, Michigan, measured anger responses and expression at the beginning of the study, then followed the subject's health for 17 years. Suppressed anger predicted more overall death rates, particularly for cardiovascular disease. 120 interestingly, suppressed anger predicted more cancer in women, but in men, expressed anger caused more rapid cancer deaths. Hostility and mortality. Research shows that hostility contributes to premature death from many causes. Duke psychologist John Barefoot studied students in law school with a battery of psychological tests that included a measure of hostility. In a 25-year follow-up, at about age 50, researchers found that only 4% of the non-hostile lawyers died from any cause, but 20% of the hostile attorneys died during the same period. 121. Why they studied hostility in attorneys is anybody's guess. This hostility-mortality connection also applies to older age. Barefoot and
use this time to practice. We will be going soon. Time dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Yo got a mic.
Preparation is done. Now you deploy to the war.
Yo.
Yo.
You a weirdo for running. You a weirdo for running.
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, now you can.
Back by attempting to
Yeah.
take
My bad,
control.
one thing's off. I didn't realize.
Hey, yo, Ford, come with me.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Third partiers, bro.
Right. My bad. I fell in the horrible area.
Oh my.
You got these right there. Man, that was my fault, my bad.
For real. Thanks.
Ah, damn, come on, thing. What's up?
But from across the room, looking why they did what they did?
Mic check. Hello. Anybody on the mic? God damn. This nigga AFK. I don't know why them niggas laying over there and they can't even get what it is. Take a break from them studies. Alright, time to lock in, y'all. I've been in this bitch getting mutilated. But oh, that's the been in this hole getting mutilated. I heard the move on the nigga there. They just gonna slow him down for a second to see it. He's still coming. Alright.
Load out hot, man.
Nah. I'm finna bomb it though so you can get it.
Alright, big.
Tell me when you coming.
Oh yeah, I'm in the Earl now.
Alright, it's bomb.
Alright, big.
Smoke. Smoked and bombed it.
I'm good now.
I bet. I'm green.
Okay.
They shooting it from the top.
So,
Blue, what you got over there? You got people up above you. Got two over there, Blue.
got one down.
We on the way.
Oh, they
Left
jumped.
or
There's
right?
3 of them over here. On top, right on top. There's 3 of them. One of them down. Oh, right back home. Oh.
Fuck, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Jumping down.
Alright, loadout's still good. I can grab it. Alright, I'm about to come back to the loadout if y'all can hear me. 11 seconds. Oh, I got 2 kills. Yeah, right. Oh, they still in that upper building up there. I went across to get this high ground over here on this building. Red ping. Yeah, right. Come on, stop hiding, bro. Fuck, man. Come on, man. Niggas be garbage. That's why you got fucking kids, you little pussy. You suck. In there fucking hiding. Like, what's the point, bro? Come on, man. Behind you. Blue.
Fuck on, bitch. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
There's another one in there, man.
You thirsting kids, you gotta listen to them sounds, bro.
That shit's sad. Lucky, too. He be right in there.
He just killed him.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Oh shit, the loadout's still there. Oh, it's over with, never mind. Fuck, man.
Gotta run that back. I wasn't even playing at the beginning of the match. Dang. Got enough to buy both of us back though. Hit it.
Yeah, kill him. You don't have a pistol, get out of there. I see. You don't have a pistol. You don't have a pistol. Stupid. You wasn't listening at all. You didn't even have a fucking pistol. Alright, so let me change this picture to this. Everybody. Mother of God.
Please focus, folks, on where we came from.
Man, shit, these things.
Bro, go on, get about here, man. Take a look, don't start going through none of these stuff here, but go on here about your business, folks. Go on, now.
I'm just looking for that paper. Do you know who Miss?
Come on, bro, get on out of here, man. Come on, get out of here, man. No, go on ahead, now, bro, go on.
Can you just want to get something to eat?
No, I got to get something to get take $5. But I ain't got nothing to do with your bank account, bro. I pay bills around here, folks. You don't get to pay shit because I pay it. I don't want to eat it. I don't care.
And then I'm done.
How you bother me, bro? I got to keep paying.
What you mean?
I'm gonna do it, man. Get up out of here, man. That way we keep talking down around me. Speed 5. Man, come on, get out of here, man. Don't let me, man. Get out of here. I ain't gonna alpha to you 9 times, so you better grab while I'm heading to you. Water cold.
That nigga Muslim sound about right, though.
I'm gonna check it out. I ain't gonna be doing it. Go on there, bro.
Yeah, check it out yourself. Or you can take your own load and I'll eat out one piece for $27. You get the 2 ways, you get one way, you can have it in the other hand. Get you that side.
Where y'all going?
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, where we going?
Where we going?
Alright.
Holy face.
Oh shit, ain't nothing right there. God damn it, hurry up.
I don't like Jalen and Jay. He be getting all the groceries today.
Who?
You, nigga.
Let's get it, man.
I hit that shoes while I'm gonna die.
Oh shit, why'd I hit the thing?
Man, that mine right there, homie. You hit me too
Yeah,
fast.
damn, Pink, but you quick on your feet, boy, I see.
Who is?
Damn, nigga, man.
Pink?
Oh, Pink quick on this thing?
Well, you say swiper, no swipe, see, my man got this. Look at, hey, lay down.
Everybody lay down.
Doug, thank you. Hey, what's up, everybody? Just cooling, man.
Nah, shit.
Oh, yeah. Y'all can follow me on YouTube at Healthy Gaming.
Oh, shit.
Or type in the same name, Dude Farrell 777 Gaming. Boop.
Bro, I'm on
What's in these,
YouTube, let me see what you saying, bro.
Okay, well, follow me and I'll follow you back. My bye. I'll
Okay.
follow you back.
Okay.
Just type in Healthy. Yeah, just type in Healthy Gaming.
Okay, I saw my shit. I'm tell you in a minute.
Nah. It's kind of empty right here. Send this on Cash App. What?
Bro, I'm so glad I ain't never downloaded Cat app in my life, Jim. I ain't never had Cat app. I don't want that shit. Everybody
got
got
Cat
it. I don't know.
I use it for miscellaneous stuff, like subscriptions and shit. Or
You didn't say. You gotta say the amount. You can't just say. You gotta tell me an amount.
got a team over here, bro.
I don't know what. Yellow got a team over there.
Hey, ping her right quick. I won't see him.
I just did, huh? They're right here where I'm at.
I see
They out to
him.
the end. They ran out to the end.
Boom, took out team.
What are you going in the water?
Nigga jumped in the water like a motherfucker.
That nigga did what he did.
He probably under that bridge. Be careful.
I ain't even go all the way down there another chase this fucking.
Nah.
I think the nigga just jumped in the water in front of you.
Y'all me just jumped in the water.
No, that was him. He shooting.
Yeah, man.
Oh, behind us.
I told him he jumped back in the water. He in the water.
He on the bridge.
Yeah.
Damn, he got me on the bridge.
Is he still standing on the bridge?
I told you he was on
Yeah,
the
he
bridge.
ran. Yeah, he ran. He right over you, dude.
Okay.
Hey, that
Take-
H2O be helping nigga when nigga on the water, man.
Yeah.
Man, we got about 50 stains on that shirt.
Okay,
I don't see him. Okay, I got you. Hold on. I'm about to do it.
What was your line up?
Ah, damn, bro. That nigga still over there, bro.
Oh, they over there where he at.
He in the water, nigga. I seen him shooting in the water. Nigga, come and kill him.
Nah, nigga.
Oh, what the fuck?
They wanted that. I don't give a damn about all that. Deal with that, man.
Oh shit! Sniper on the roof.
Okay, we're good.
He suck.
But the load out hot.
The loader hot as hell.
I'm gonna kill the nigga. I'm letting over here get one of these arm bars. I'm gonna kill these niggas.
I'm in the water by the loader. It's hot.
I'm coming to you, Pink. This here. Oh,
Appreciate it.
you up there? Never mind. I can't get you.
Hold on, I got
Yeah, I
you.
ain't gonna make it.
All right.
Shoot the load out. I got one on, but he's gonna pick him back up because I was not hitting right now. He probably started shooting me.
One just jumped in the water, but I ain't got no pistol.
One of them did. One of them laying down.
Yeah.
I wanna get my load out.
Yeah. Well, I killed that one.
It ain't no two on. Nigga, the whole team over there, and they got proximity miles around the load out.
Yes, I'm gonna go around them.
Sniper rifle.
I'm gonna go all the way to the end and come around up on them.
Go on the outside of that train, cause they down there by that train. That train that's on fire.
I was trying to make it to the water, nigga. Dudes ain't playing.
No, just
Damn, what? I got a sniper. Good shit, dude.
Hold on, I got you. Let's try not to die real quick. Them pokey. We got one approaching behind the pavilion.
Yeah, I have to go get it.
He pushing. I need help. Thank you. Come on, man. Ah, damn.
Bro, come on.
He coming around again.
I can't see this. Oh, he got me.
Crazy bitch, alright, nigga.
Fuck on, bitch.
I got cover.
I couldn't see shit with that damn smoke. Got me wet.
There's one more dude over here somewhere.
Yeah, he went out back somewhere.
Dude, if he didn't get the fuck on.
Hello?
Hey, you want something to eat?
Where you getting from?
I'm not getting anything to eat, but you want some Little Caesars pizza.
I want a piece too. I'm going to Middle Mission, but you both on small. I'm going to Middle Mission and get me a piece.
Oh shit.
Let me get the phone.
They outside the window right
Get
there.
us some strollolis for tonight.
They went
They over here
You want it
somewhere.
now or you want it for tonight?
They over here somewhere.
right there. I just got him now. You got out the
Shit,
window.
yeah.
What you doing?
I
They
can't
behind
see his
us.
Just grab something to eat now, and I'll order us some
Let's move,
strollolis. I'll go
nigga.
pick them up tonight, but I'm going to grab
Where y'all
some
wanna go?
pizza
What the fuck?
from Little Caesars. She want Little Caesars. I need to get some charcoal because
Phone
I need to cook
charger.
all steak, and I need to
This
cook
phone
that
never
turkey
fucking
bread.
charge.
I'm gonna make some noodles. There's a whole bunch of shit I gotta cook. I'm gonna do it today when I get. I'll cook when I get home.
What's your name?
Going to Little Caesars. I just had to leave the school. I had to go to the school. I had to go to Oprah, and then I had to go to the Excel Academy because me got to log into these 2 classes, and we couldn't find the other class, and the dude
Where y'all wanna go?
how to find the
I'm
class
behind
we needed.
Are y'all going up?
Then
I gotta let the phone charge up in the
I
pokey.
asked the Little Caesars. He had texted me 12 something and I grabbed her a Little Caesars pizza.
Cause you ain't going to get that loot.
You said what?
Yeah, you ain't going to get that. I'll figure it out. Is you here to grab the piece right now?
Yeah, I'm
That
on
too,
the
right
Little
there.
Caesars now.
They left, running
I'll
around the
figure
building.
it out. Listen to you, too. You started me talking and shit. I want to be rude.
I shoot my ass.
One of them dead.
Dude, I got one behind me. I got a sniper too. You threw that smoke in?
Yeah, I threw it.
No. That nigga squad left his ass.
That dude right here, you threw your shit. I watched you see right now.
Yeah, I had killed him to this shit.
Alright, y'all ready to rock? Where y'all at? Y'all inside out? Oh, there y'all go. Man.
The rest of the team is here somewhere.
I gotta let my phone charge the pokey before I can send it.
Oh shit. Somebody looked at.
Who that blue said that?
I see him over here.
Who saying that? Yellow?
Oh, he come at the right.
Oh shit. Oh man, they in the fucking. Come on, y'all gotta red ping them niggas. Hit up on the D-pad.
I didn't see him. I seen the other one. He killed me. He was just inside the tent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You can't get a photo player, man.
Yeah, tighten up.
Boys and garbage. This phone ain't coming on. Oh, there it go. Oh, excuse me. There we go. I did it.
¿Tú quieres, mami? Dale, miran los ojos. Everybody got mics?
Yeah.
Yes.
What they pick? Oh.
Oh, mierda.
Ain't nothing up there yet, right? Can go with this fog. Yep. It's on the inside.
Pistol.
Shout out to the chat, man. What's up, y'all? Y'all know it's been a minute. I've been doing school work, but I'm up here doing it. Oh, look at this one. Oh, we do got a buy right there. I'm done my money. Where'd it go? I think we're close to enough. I got cover.
Right there. Money?
He didn't get the money? Oh. We need 7 more from Green. If you can drop it, Green. That'd be nice. Green.
Drop that green.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Man,
Yeah,
that
I got
sucks.
5 for you. Still need some more.
Yeah, we need 6.
Yeah,
Green.
another 5 for you.
And
another
Green
5 for you
playing
right
solo.
That's it.
Alright, Green, we don't want to see you fucking pinging or none of that shit, alright, sir? Don't do no pinging. I ain't picking you up.
Yeah.
We need 22 more.
I'm at 22.
I got 18.
Yeah, pink.
Shit, we need 400. 400. That's all we need is 400. We can get this motherfucker shit.
Open that door right there. Oh.
I think I got it right here. Hell nah, nothing. Ain't nothing in the water.
I got it. I'm coming.
Never mind, load us right there. We good. Here, I'm gonna get a UAV instead. I'm gonna buy y'all some gas mask.
But you gonna push that load out?
Yeah.
Just need to drop it in on that bit.
Yeah. Oh, we only got one there.
Not one. Not one. Fuck.
It's here, you good. Get ready to shoot when you get up.
Wait, quick. Behind me.
What the fuck is
You can see where he is.
Beat the shit out of that boy. You have this shit, boy. Where you at?
And they got you?
Gotta beat that nigga ass.
Yellow, where he at? You dead? I'm not green, wanna come back.
We gotta do buys though.
Oh, he right here.
Need y'all support. Where you at? Outside the gate? We got one behind the wall too, y'all. Careful.
Right here. Right here. Not one. The other one over here. By you, yellow. To the right. Yup. That's it right there.
Hey, there's one running like right up there by pink.
By pink? I'm by pink.
Nah, he just went inside though, right up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went right inside, either in there or jumped up and did some shit. Yeah, he's to the right, look. There you go.
I'm not.
One more behind me.
Ah, shit.
That's another one might come around the corner, yep. Behind me, Green, just shoot, Green. Resin. He's still there, y'all.
Where?
Around that corner. He's around there.
Reload.
He inside.
I'm inside.
Yeah, he's inside too. Oh, that's you.
That's me.
He went upstairs, left.
Gotta be upstairs.
Left and up by where Pink was. Behind us.
Oh. Got him. The dead. I'm gone.
Blue, are you on you?
Up here with me. There's one. Right up here. There's two of them up there now.
Up top?
Oh yeah, Blue, up the zip line, but I don't think we're gonna make it up there. Cause he's gonna be watching the zip line.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going hard left.
They're gonna snipe you.
Hard left.
Hell yeah.
Sniper rifle.
Going hard left, getting away from all that shit. Yeah, they behind us anyway. They looking.
He's shooting at me. They on me.
They up or down? On the ground with you or down?
Right here. Down one. Got up out of there. They behind me. They behind me like a deer.
One on the rooftop up there. I got smoke for you so y'all can come my way. I'm going.
Yeah, come our way.
Come on, Green, if you can make it. Oh shit, man. Yeah, I'm going this way.
Aren't you cool? Oh, you're so cool.
Hey, he dropped on top of us.
Yeah. And he dead.
Oh, you killed him?
Yeah, he's dead.
Fucker with a shield. He's right behind you.
That's another one.
Never mind.
Coming back towards y'all. Up top. They on me.
On the bridge.
Yep.
Recarga el
Yellow,
arma,
they on
recarga
us.
el arma.
They down
On me,
downstairs.
On me.
How many? Fuck, man, come on. Fellas, come on, man. Red ping them or something.
I was down, I had to suffer off.
Yeah, but somebody red ping them or something. There's two people in there. Give me a number.
There's one more in there.
Fuck, bro.
He got the bottle.
Ah, man, it's fucking over. You're right. God's freaking just suck.
happened to these 6 boys that disappeared forever. I've been looking around 6 of them. No sign of record. They didn't know where these boys went. Hey, Joe. Carter on the cast. Broke my finger. See, I was playing.
What do I have up there? Oh, shit, I got the wrong shit up there.
Hey, Joe. Carter on the cast. Broke my finger. See, I was playing basic. SpaceX falls silent after this revolutionary invention.
Here we go.
Crisscross applesauce.